Hello and welcome to my vlog. I'm sorry for that, what just happened. I entered and I had a fault on the camera, and so I had to make that adjustment. I'm just checking to put it on screen so that I make sure that I have this on correctly. So I can see nobody has joined. So before somebody joins, let me just confirm that. Oh my goodness. Why do I have this problem every time? Okay. You'll pardon me because I'm using a phone that I'm not used to using. So yeah. So it does this. I think this happened also the last time that I was doing a live stream. It can't it can't do the normal frame that I'm used to using. So I have to use this. And I just need to set the stand correctly. Yes, that's it. Thank you very much, my viewer. Welcome. For whoever has just come in. It's one around 2 a.m. No, it's around 1:22 a.m. I've just set this for 1:22 a.m. So I welcome you, my viewers. I welcome you, my subscribers. I welcome you, even my family who may be watching, my friends from wherever they are. This is a day that I'm celebrating with all of you. And of course, you know that the most special ones among you are my relatives and my friends, my old schoolmates, people that have walked this journey with me for so many years. In my 60 years, some of you have walked all 60, some of you have walked 50, 40, but the importance doesn't vary just with how long you've worked with me, because relationships are very different. I want to give thanks to God first and foremost for having come this far. I'm very grateful. I mean, I'm just thankful that I thought 60, getting to 60 was such an old age. And now that I'm here, I believe it is an old age. And God has granted me these years. And I've made so many sins in my life. But for God to have seen it fit that I should live on earth this long, I'm praying that I may be able, before I leave this world also, to return my thanks to my Creator for also having given me this favor, because His grace is a favor to us. And so that's one of the things that I committed to start doing several years back. And well, for many years I just did good generally, but several years back I committed myself to, not because of age, but because of the goodness and mercy that I have seen, to start doing extra good and give extra support and assistance to those around me, those who are less able. And so I'm so grateful that I'm here today to see this day. I'm here to be able to say that I'm turning 60. I'm not saying that somebody has turned 60, and I'm not looking as I was as a child, or as I was as a teenager, or as I was as a youth, as a person in my youth, or as I was as a young adult, saying that so and so is 60, or they are so old. I'm here now, and what a grace, what a wonder, what a blessing it is for those younger than me to look at me and say, whoa, she's 60. Today, I was out doing my normal errands and at the shopping center, and I met some people there, and I could see, because I'd posted on some of my social media that I'm about to have my 60th birthday. And sometimes people won't ask you questions, but you can see the questions in their eyes, or you can see the comment, even if they won't say it. And it's the same thing that I've had a lot of people. It's a comment I've lived with a lot. One thing about the family that I come from, the genealogy that I am from, my grandmother passed on recently, but she was so youthful looking. But she had a shock of white hair. But for many years, her demeanor and her everything about her was so youthful. Only that her wisdom could tell you of her age. My mother too was very youthful looking, And it's nothing to do with what I do. I mean, me, I try to lose weight. I don't use creams. I don't use what. And there's nothing to boast about. It's just something that is in my genes, and it makes me look very youthful. And so that's nothing to write home about. But on this day, I have so much to celebrate. I have my family first and foremost to celebrate. Even before I celebrate my children, that part of my family, I'd like to celebrate my aunties first and foremost. I have personal reasons for starting with my aunties more than anybody else in this world. My aunties, if my grandmother were alive, of course, everybody who knows me knows that that would be the first person that I'd be celebrating. I'd be celebrating for celebrating this day, for me celebrating this day. But they take the mantle on behalf of my mom. And so these are the mothers that I have now. Yeah, I'm touched just talking about it, but these women have brought me up. These women have walked with me through from babyhood, childhood, teenagehood, with all the shenanigans of teenagehood and youth, and then to date. And they've held my hand. And I have aunties who are like sisters. We are friends, and we are such a loud lot. I come from a family of loud people. We laugh together, we love together, we cry together, but most of all, we talk. We are very expressive. And I can say that because there are very long periods in my life when I've lived away, either because I was married or because I was working, but the bond has never been shaken, has never been shaken. And so my aunties have molded me together, of course, with my late mother, rest her soul in peace, and grandmother. And I want to say thank you very much, my mothers. I call you aunties in public, but in my heart, you're my mothers. Because not for a moment have I ever felt that I lost my mother. And so there's a part of having a mother that I lost in that. I hear a lot of people talking about, I mean, that is something so strange. And it's something to be so thankful about. I hear a lot of people talking about the loss they go to, and then after they lose their mother, how they become, lost or disoriented. There are things they can't talk to somebody. I never went through that. Despite losing our mother, I continued to have mother figures in my life and to date. And so there isn't any one thing I can say that I miss so much because I got from my mother, because the exact same support that I used to get from my mom, the love, the understanding, the advice, most of the mother-daughter things that I got from her, I still continue to get from my aunties. And so to my aunties, a very big thank you. The second lot, of course, is my uncles, and a very big thank you for them for stepping up, especially to my children. And more so to me, of course, in a special way. They've again also been like brothers at the same time being as uncles. They've stepped on in very many ways. My special recognition goes to one uncle of mine who has since passed away. His name was Anthony Motinda. I mean, the people in my circle, in my family circle, know him very well as to Uncle Tony. And that is the one person who stood in my life very much as a father figure, elder brother, mentor, friend, until his demise. And to date, I mean, um, I can recall so many things that he helped me overstep, that stood in the path of me not going to the next step, advice and all sorts of things. And I'm grateful to that. And besides that, now, of course, is the rest of my cousins and my family and people who've been in my life. I have children, so I've had people in my life. All those you come in together. And following that now is my friends. Yeah. So I have so many people to be thankful for. And then special recognition, of course, to my children who have shaped and helped me be who I am today. Thank you so much for all of those who I can see that are here. I say hi back to Baki somebody, Sarah Sama, those names are so difficult, but all I can say is yes. Um, welcome to my channel and thank you so much. And then in turning 60, I'm also very grateful that I've had opportunity in my life to face both situations that we get in life, both hardship and also having magnitude in life. I mean, having good times and having fun and having money and also being broke. There are two extremities that we get to in life. I've been very low in some times of my life, and in other times of my life, I've been very high. And a lot of my life, I can say I've been at positions, very high positions, very good situations in matters finance and comfort. And so I can't complain about that. And I'm with a toddler, and I'm not sure if I had a live, not a live, but I was editing a few days back, and he woke up and came on at 4 a.m. And I do not want that to happen because we are set to have a busy day tomorrow, and I don't want him waking up. So I don't know how to make this go into waiting mode. So I'm going to leave you very blank for a minute and then dash and shut the door so that the sound doesn't carry very much to where he is. So you're just going to excuse me for 1 minute because this is all about parenting also. And then I have to keep my fingers crossed that it's not going to rain because it was drizzling a short while ago. And if it rains, this can't continue. Yeah, so I give thanks to all those people who've been in my life and who have helped my life to be what it is. And there are so many friends. Of course, I can't name them. They've been colleagues. Friends come in so many categories. And we start with, of course, friends that I went to school with right from basic school. Do you call it basic school or what? I didn't go to kindergarten. In our days, we went straight to standard one. So I have those friends, and then I have secondary school friends. Those I have kept in touch with for so many years, and they form a special group of friends because we've done so much together. We've worked with one another over years, and I think the one thing only I can say that hasn't happened is that we've not had to introduce our children to one another. But besides that, we've worked together very well and for very long. So I just came on here at least to say that it's my birthday, I celebrate, but I give thanks to people. It's people who have made me. I've not made myself what I am. I cannot thump my chest and say that, yes, me, Josephine, I've done this and getting here, I know it was because I've done this and I've done that. No, it's because Providence has looked my way. I've had good friends, I've had good relatives, I've had good support systems from either family plus loved, people I've been in relationships with, in offices I've worked, or in organizations that I've worked with. And I'm, I'm blessed in that way because I know there are people who've had hardship after hardship in all their lives, and they've had misfortune after misfortune in all their lives. I know I can talk about times in my life when it has been so much glory after glory after glory after glory. And these are things that have humbled me rather than sit proud and sit back and say, oh, I'm so special in this way. Over and over again, it has made me come back to God and say, oh Lord, what have I done to deserve all this goodness and mercy? And what can I give back? And you know, when people are looking at you from the periphery, they might be like, son is just taking it for granted, you know, they're so full of themselves. I mean, they've just got all these good things going for them, but no, only God knows us into our hearts and not our fellow men. And so it's only God who can know when you really are either very proud and haughty about what you have, or when you're thankful and trying in every way possible to try and give back, not just to society, but to give back in thankfulness to the Almighty and the heavens themselves. I've traveled a bit, but I don't want to tell my life story here. This is not the forum for it. I'm going to be the video that I'm uploading. I hope that's not rain. I'm just hearing one raindrop, and that's how it starts. And then if it starts raining, it's going to be difficult to talk. So I'm uploading a video, and the video that I'm uploading yesterday, actually, I had done the video I had done yesterday. I gave what do you call a link to a video that has my introduction, but I gave the wrong video. And then today I've given the correct one, and that has the explainer. So for those of you who will go to my channel after this, oh, it doesn't feel different. It just feels very, somebody's asking, how does it feel to turn 60? It doesn't feel different. It just feels very humbling. I mean, you know, it's like when you're in a group of people and you're being given something and you have to give something back, and somebody's given 5 and somebody's given 10, maybe it's biscuits or apples or whatever it is, and then you're given 60. You must question yourself. So I've been given 60. So if I'm given 60, what do I give back? Yeah, because I've been given a bigger portion. And what about me then? What am I going to give back? That's how I view it. And that's why I'm so dedicated to, no matter how hard it is, no matter how sometimes I'm not able to give to community, but that's why I'm determined still to, because I cannot find any other way to give back to God, the one creator who is omnipotent. I mean, what is it really that I can give back except to give as much grace to other people and hope that in some way it may just pay back in no matter how little a manner to amount that is agreeable. Is that my dog fighting outside the compound? No, it isn't. So that's how it feels for me. It's that I've gotten here. It's not something tangible that I can see. This is the 60 I have. I've lived it all my life, and it's here now. And it's such a big grace. And so, what can I give back in return? And what can I feel give back that I can sense that somehow it has been received? And that is just by touching another human being or touching some, of course, even some animals. There's life all around us, whether it is human beings or animals or nature itself, the trees, the birds in the air, the fish in the sea. Your goodness, our empathy, our kindness, our harmonizing with nature in as much as possible, of course, by recycling, by doing so many things. But first and foremost, right now, me as an individual, the most I can do is keep to my commitment to community around me, society in general, and pursuit of justice for others. Pursuit of justice is so important because in pursuing justice, you express love in a manner that might not be very common. I mean, people might think that you know you need to go hug people, or you just need to go and tell your Bible verses, or you need to go attend church every day. For me, it's not that. But if you fight for the rights of people, I feel and I've come to accept and to know and to stand firm by the fact that me not standing with the oppressors, me not flowing with the crowd, because it's the common thing that is happening and is the right thing to keep me safe and not put me in danger. But when others are suffering, me just standing with the person who has no voice, with the person who's oppressed, with the person who is unable to speak for themselves, is is more of a giving to our creator than maybe taking a loaf of bread and giving somebody, because I can be intending to do you any harm and then give you. Oops, my battery is going low. Let me fix this in a minute. I just need to plug in, and very softly, because today I do not want problems this day. Okay. I don't know whether I should take that sigh of relief, because if it was going low and I'm live, well, this is a new, I hope this phone that I'm using, my phone got a problem and then my son gave me the phone that I'm using. And I hope that powering it before it goes off won't mean that it takes so much power because I'm online. But yes, for me, turning 60 means that, thank you so much for the birthday wishes, all of you that are saying that, I appreciate. And yeah, for me it means that now the only way I can give is to create joy, is to give my grace. My grace is supporting other people in ways that they cannot support themselves, simply that. And there are very many things that you can give to people, and that is, if somebody can't tie their shoelace, let me be the one to tie their shoelace. If they cannot hold the back of their neck to scratch, let me be that person to scratch. And this is figuratively speaking. And so in that essence, I'm going to say that we are a global village right now, and so I can't limit myself to only have sentiments about stuff that is going on in my neighborhood or in my county or in my country or in my region here. No, 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 no. I must be concerned about what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in the US, what's happening in Estonia, what's happening in Australia, what's happening in Vanuatu. Yes, because those are the brothers and sisters that we're speaking of. And I must go also beyond the realms of saying that I'll stand with my fellow Christians. Who are my fellow Christians? My brother and sister is my fellow Christian. And if they're not my fellow Christian, then they can just be my brother, period. The Christianity doesn't have to be next to it. And one line that I appreciate and I like very much is, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? I find that so profound. And more now that I'm getting to this new era of 60 plus, I mean, should I call that an era? Yeah, I think that's one thing that I'll be practicing. And I was watching earlier one of the videos I had done some time back, and in that video I spoke about my new view of religion and Catholicism, so to speak, my where I stand now with my faith. And I must say that reading the Bible contextually has also changed my perspective of so many things that are given now to society, the society of Christians, as valid and has been and have been taken to be as they are, and they have to be, or rather are intended to be taken as they are without questioning. But I'm questioning them. And for me, in everything I read concerning religion, in everything I'm supposed to follow concerning religion, in every rule that I'm supposed to abide by concerning religion, if it clashes at any point with the rights, with the freedoms, with the basic rights, not just basic rights, but rights of anybody, or freedoms of anybody, or to a limit even comforts and what else? that if it borders in any way on abusing, segregating, what else? Abusing or segregating or pushing aside, no matter how slightly, anybody else based on either um, the way they behave or the way they look or where they come from, I'm not going to side with religion. I'm going to be away from religion because religion is not my main dictate. My main dictate is my relationship to God and what I, from my understanding and from my reading, which is very minimal, which is very basic. I'm no, I'm no professional in any way whatsoever, but my basic understanding of what godliness and goodness is to other human beings is that we should be able to stand for one another, so that each of us at every moment has a few basic rights on an equal basis. Some things shouldn't be compromised that others have, deserve to have more freedoms than others, or deserve to have more of anything than, well, some things it's okay, like finances, you can have more. But now when it comes to basic requirements of life, if in any way anything compromises what the aspect of the people that I'm in communion with think about others concerning their rights, then I will very easily disassociate with those people. I'm going to be celebrating my birthday in the house. I'm not expecting anything big. It's today. I mean, we are how many hours into it? A few hours into it. I'm just here with my toddler, and it's going to be a normal day. He's going to wake up. He's going to want breakfast. We're going to play in bed a bit. Today I did some laundry, so I have some clothes I'm looking at. I can't show you, of course. You know, we have to hide some things. I'm going to be folding those. I'm going to be cleaning the house. I didn't make my hair. I was supposed to make my hair. The one positive thing is that I've been having a running stomach for days, but today I took what we call in Kenya, it's emulsion salts or something salts. It's a lemony powder, and I think it has some salts, and I'm feeling much better now. So that's fine. And then what else? Maybe if I get surprised by the children, I know I'll be waking up probably to some messages from them. But besides that, I'm not a person to, yeah, there was a time when I'd go and celebrate my birthday and paint the town red because I could and because why not? And I'm so glad that in my younger life, I lived life to the fullest. Oh, oh yeah, 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 yeah. There are people who can write a chapter about me. Yeah, my friends in Uganda, how are you? Yeah, some of you know that I could, I could shake a leg, and yeah, and I could hold a glass or two or something a few days a week at some place and have some very jolly times with people. Yes, I used to do a lot of clubbing, and I have no regrets about that. I mean, if we knew better, we'd have done better. And I can't also say it was very bad to do that because it brought some benefits in whichever way. You only live once. So if you lived an experience and unless it hurt you so much, or it caused you so much injury in one way or another into your life, don't regret it. That was an experience, and experiences are very good. And so me, I've lived, should I say a full life? Should I say a good life? I don't know how to put it, but I have lived a life, my working life. One thing I've been in sales and marketing most of my life since I was in my 20s. And people in sales and marketing are lifeists. They are lifeists. I remember one time I met somebody who was into politics, and I had known them about 5 years. And one time we met at a family, a sort of family gathering out of the usual we had been meeting at. And I was there talking about, no, you people, I have to leave early because I have to go home to the kids. And he looked at me and asked, you mean you have children? I was like, yes, I have children. I said, all this time I've seen, so having so much fun and everything. I just thought you're a single young girl without. And I said, no, 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 no. I have my life, but I have my children. So I think one thing about me is that parenting did not take me away from having fun. I made sure that I mixed the two up. I had a lot of fun, and I also had a lot of fun with my children. And I think my children can even tell the experiences of places I've been. I remember when we lived in Uganda, we'd go for football tournaments and we'd go picnicking and we'd go to the beach. It was what, Gaba Beach. And then we'd go to, I didn't take them to Kabalagala, but we'd go places not to have chicken. We'd go to have pork. We'd tour the town. We'd make sure we went to a church in town so that we could pass by and have pig's feet. We did stuff. I mean, I made sure that my children grew up knowing me as a friend, not just a mom alone, but also a friend, so that we could laugh together, we could tell jokes together, we could laugh at other people together, we could study together, we could discuss things together. And it made up for a lot. And then, of course, that was backed up by the fact that I also came from a family which had a lot of fun, which enjoyed a lot of laughter. And when I had it, when I was making it big, I pulled my family with me. I made sure that they rode the boat with me, the ship, not just a boat, but the ship. And so in my days when I've been down, my family have stood with me. And I think it was a sort of payback, because when I was there, I'm that kind of person when, if I have the shilling, or if I'm doing well, or if I'm enjoying something, I don't do it alone. I'll bring on everybody on board and make sure that as many people as possible have fun with me. So I've been I've been having this stomach problem for, it's about 2 weeks. Yeah. And at one point I was wondering whether, because I was fetching rainwater a lot and drinking that, although I was what do you call it? I was cleansing it. Do you call it cleansing? I was putting the water protection, water guard in it. So I don't know whether I might have taken some bit of water. And today is when I was thinking that I need to deworm. Yeah, worms are. I'm so scared of worms. Yeah, because I know they can escalate and there's nothing I feel like having an itchy skin because of worms. Because I think I've ever had a situation, either I was in Uganda or sometime in my life, and it's not very comfortable. And so, yeah, I think I'm also going to deworm, although the stomach has now settled a bit, but I'm going to make sure, even as I go to hospital, because now again, one thing about when you're getting older, you don't take anything for granted. Because when I went for my last HIV clinic, I was told, when I said I've been having this issue with a running stomach sometimes, I was told I should come in for a stool check. So even as I prepare to go for that, I'm still going to deworm myself so that I still stay cleaner, because worms, as you grow older, can debilitate you. Yeah. One thing about when you're growing older, you have to be so careful about stuff you eat. Eating hot meals is recommended all the time. Doing a lot of exercise is good, but you can't jump into, like many other people, just eating anything without washing thoroughly. Now, I just used to wash fruits very lightly, but now I'll wash with soap and water, and I'll cook my meals very well, except something, of course, that I know cooks very fast. And I'll generally take more care. I'll make sure that I have 2 hot drinks per day. There are things that I do now, and I'm going to continue doing now more, just to ensure that I'm taking care of my health. If I knew there was an exercise for eyes, I would do it, because I know my eyesight is not as good as it used to be. My hearing is not as good to be. I used to have awesome hearing. My hearing was so good, it was a problem, because I could, you'll normally hear dogs barking, and you'll normally hear probably sounds of stuff happening around and around. But my hearing was so good that sometimes I could tell dogs that lived the farthest away from us that there were, whether there was, or I'd hear, I don't know how to explain it, but when your hearing is very good, you hear more sounds than other people do. I mean, other people will probably just hear the dogs, and you'll be hearing also some birds. You'll be hearing some rustling outside. You'll be hearing steps of people. on the road. And no, it's not, now my hearing is not so sharp, but it's not gone. And it's not bad. I mean, it's not medically bad. It's just that it's not what it used to be. If there's anything that I've noticed its decline the most, it's my hearing, not my sight, not my eyesight. My eyesight, it's just a question of sometimes if I'm reading, I'll squint, especially on mobile phones. Yeah, I need one of those glitzy, biggish, but again, why am I going to go with a biggish mobile phone? I always expand the letters on my phones, and people are always like, whoa, everybody's going to see your password and your stuff. And I'm like, I'm not doing this for everyone. I'm doing it for myself. I know how to safeguard from people seeing. So yes, that's one thing that I've seen. Oh, and loss of my hair. But the loss of my hair came from an accident, and after that, probably old age, I don't know. But my hair thinning was that came from a scar that I had from an attempted robbery. And this was so many years back, because this is when we were in Uganda. I can say almost 25 years, because that's, yeah, I can say almost 25 years. But you know, when stuff from your scalp is pulled off, because a chunk of hair was pulled off, it affected, and then it caused scars that stayed for long. But now also I came also bad habits of braiding and then pulling hair back, and some things, just stay with you. And I'm like, what other styles am I going to make? And I can't keep a wig on all the time. So if you find my hair scanty, or if you don't like how it looks, or if you feel I shouldn't be showing it in public because of the way it looks, please go to the back seat, because I'm comfortable with how my hair is. It is the way it is. And one thing I'm not going to do is that I'm not going to have chemicals on my head so that I can regrow my hair. I think I can survive with having bad hair. I think I'm good. I can wear a scarf, I can wear a wig, I can style it, and it will still not show as scant as it is, and I'll still feel what matters is how I feel about myself. How you view me is your opinion, and God help you if you have a full crown of hair and you like it like that, and you don't like seeing people with half or zero or almost nil crowns. It's very uncomfortable. And for us women, of course, we value having a full crown so much. And when we can't have it, sometimes it will affect us so much. But for me, I got to a point where I was like, my hair does not define me. My hair does not define me. So I will confidently walk with it as it is. Or I'll stay with a headscarf for a week, and I'll stay with headbands for a week. And if I want to make it and stay with my hair open, I'm going to make it and stay with my hair open, just as it is. And I'll be comfortable with it. And I pray for your own sake that you'll be comfortable with this, because I think we should get to the point where we are not so concerned about the outward appearance of people, especially if it is something physical that is beyond the control of that person. It's just the same thing that I have very scant hair. I don't have a lot of eyebrows. Most women have something very visible. So I use eye pencil a lot of times. I'll use makeup a lot of times. But when I feel like, and when I don't feel like, I don't. And right now that I'm turning older, when I feel like I'm going to apply it, when I don't feel like, I'm not going to. But I'm just very grateful. I'm very thankful. And I can't tell you how happy I am to have been born into the family that I've been born in. I have such an amazing family, such an awesome family. Yeah. People that you laugh together, people you look forward to meeting. Sometimes you clash, and then people, it's manenos, where it's a where moment in Africa. Yeah, but it's all done out of love. People that don't disagree are, as adults, must be either having a very civil relationship, either it's business or something, or don't like each other at all, so they don't care, so they can't even argue because they just don't have time for understanding one another. But when you're family, and especially if you're African and if you're black, you know that sometimes, like the fingers in your hand, sometimes you have to cross them. and break some knuckles and then remove them, but they'll still work in tandem when you're doing something because you need both your hands together. So I hope wherever you are, if you're in Kenya and you're awake at this time, I don't know whether to say thank you or to say sorry, because you should be in bed. This is what hour is this? 2 a.m. You should be in bed. If you're in places where it's daytime, for you, you're fine. You're fine. Thank you so much. Who's this who subscribed? Thank you very much. I said that on my birthday, if there's something that I'm going to appreciate so much, is new subscribers, helping me to get monetization. I shut the door, but I've not reduced my volume. So I hope I don't wake baby up. And he wakes up like he was awake 2 hours ago. He wakes up and then he starts talking. He wants to say, Mommy, to remind me what we did in the morning, and he's going to play with a stone, and he's going to ride a bike, and he always has stories. He's a storyteller. He's a real African. So I appreciate having him here so much. But I don't want to wake him up, and then that's going to mean he's going to, of course, his sleep cycle is different, and children need as much rest as possible. My grandmother used to say that children need to sleep because they grow when they are sleeping. Yeah, actually, because they get so tired. Their bones don't have time to stretch when they're awake, because they are wriggling and they're doing this and they're walking and they're lifting and they're trying to step and so when they sleep, at least the body is like, hey heart, how are you doing? Hey brain, are you there? Leg, can you feel me? Hand, come here. Pull this side. That other joint, where are you? Veins, come here. Yeah, then all the mechanics now get to work very quickly, because before that little brain again wakes up and it's like, let's get into action. Yeah, so I appreciate so much. I appreciate all of you who've been able to come here, and I appreciate all of you who are here to celebrate with me. Yeah, I'm happy. In a sense, yes, I'm saying that I don't want to celebrate. What am I going to make today? I think I'm going to make, us Africans, if you're having a celebration without meat, you can't call it a celebration. And I think I'm going to have meat today. I feel like having what boiled meat. Sometimes I have cravings, and I just feel like having boiled meat. Boiled meat, yeah. And for baby, it's going to be fine also, because I must also consider stuff which, if I enjoy, is also going to enjoy. So if I said boil some meat, and then we can skip some of the remains plus the bones, mainly to have a really chewy day. Yeah, so boiled meat is on the menu. What else might be on the menu? Of course, probably pilau. I'm not in a mood to make chapatis for myself unless I call somebody to come and make. There are times when I'm in a mood to make something, and there's times when I'm not. And chapati takes you to have the energy to do it, because it can take anything up to an hour of cooking. And for today, I'm in no mood to get into chapati making mode. So I might have fried spaghetti. I like fried spaghetti, or a rice, no, or ugali. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have. And then I'm praying for this coming year. I have so many goals I've set up. But like I said, as the year was starting, not my birthday year, but the year 2026, I have a lot of goals set, and I have a lot of aspirations for this year. But what I'll not be able to achieve, I'm not going to cry about it. I'll just consider that I was not able to do it. Not that I failed, but that it was not possible to be able to do it. But for the bigger goals that I have, I just do a little bit towards it every day. For the smaller goals that I have, I try my best to do one at a time, one at a time. And goals that need financial capability, I'll just not be very stressed about if I can't do it, because part of my goals is getting to be financially stable, and some things take time. There are some goals that you've projected to be able to be capable of accomplishing within a year, but it turns out to be only possible in 3 years. But as long as you've already set out to start doing it, then you're good to go, because you don't have to accomplish it as much as you have to put in motion the steps for you to work towards accomplishing it. So every goal that I've put aside, the plans that I have, the things that I need to do, I'm just working on slowly, not putting myself into any effort. For very many years, I used to have goals and I'd have time plans, and I had to satisfy and meet those goals, no matter how big they were within that period. And it cost me so much running. I'd be so busy. I, I can't believe what the kind of running I was doing. I denied myself so much. And again, I keep on saying I'm not regretting it, because some experiences were just good to teach you, and also sometimes I think every experience also prepares you to be stronger and to be wiser in when you meet a challenge like that in the future. And so I'm glad that I exerted my strength when I had it when I was younger. That is especially in my 20s and 30s. I did a lot. I did a lot, for not just for myself, but for people. Coming into my 40s, that's when I started having a lot of challenges, and I had also made some errors when earlier in my life. But I said that I'm not going to go into details. But all I am saying is that into my 50s, of course, now it came home to roost. The mistakes that you had made caught up with you. The goodnesses that you had done, the investments that you had made that were positive, also came to be with you. I mean, a lot of things come to meet at around 50 to display themselves as this is what you worked for. Here you laid a bad foundation. This is what is happening. And where you laid a good foundation, here is your reward. And so 50 is life is usually your 50s. There's a lot of life rewarding you for what you put out to the world. That's what I can say, in so many different ways. If you are so busy giving the world negative and negative and negative, it's going to give you a lot of negative. And if you are giving 50-50 of each, somehow it's going to give you that. But if you are positively giving, it's going to give back in ways that you will not believe it. Karma is real. Karma is real. So I can say that I don't think there's anything that I experienced I went through in the past couple of years that I either did not deserve, or I did not work towards, or I didn't play a part in putting myself in that situation. If it was something bad, I did put myself in a situation of having this bad thing, or this negative, or this lack of opportunity happening to me because of something of a way I behaved, or something I did, or something I failed to do a couple of years earlier than that. But that sort of evens out. And so now, as I get into 60, I know where I've gone wrong. I know where I had grace. I know where I worked for different opportunities to come my way, or different kinds of luck to come my way, or goodness and mercy to come my way. And where things were not right, I know where I was wrong. And I hope I can impart this to some people who are younger than I am, and who are still on a growth path that I have walked, and guide them to prevent that. I try sometimes, of course, a lot of times I try. I'm a talker, and I'm always guiding, I'm always advising. And more as you grow older, you realize that there are people who absolutely dislike, do not value, disrespect, and in fact look down on people who are constantly giving advice. And that's a realization that has come to me so harshly. And you can imagine, especially if I do community work, and in a lot of instances, you're giving somebody advice. And sometimes people can't tell you, but their demeanor can tell you what they're thinking. And of course, sometimes it also comes back to you via other people, and you hear it said. that, you know, so and so just thinks you're just such a what a know-it-all, and you think you know everything, and you think but just because you think you have a right to advise them, or yeah, you know, you always find people who have the most negative things to say, and in the most hurtful and disrespectful and demeaning way possible. And sorry to say this, but a lot of times, although sometimes I get surprised, a lot of times you can tell people who are not ready to listen to your advice, to listen to your opinion, or to, there are people who will take a dislike to you very fast. It doesn't matter how capable you are of helping them. And so you must make a very hard choice of learning to pull back, and instead learning to be ready with your advice, or ready with your sentiments, or ready with your opinion, only to people who you think, or who you assess are in a state of being able to accept it lovingly, and who might even just tell you outrightly that, yes, I know you've told me this, but I'm sorry, I disagree with you, which is very honest and good. But the other category of people who um, look down upon advice, and look down upon you, in fact, as a person, and get to a level of despising you so much, keep an arm's length away from them in as much as possible. In fact, if possible, just keep away from them totally. So I don't know what else I'm going to do for my birthday. I might probably go to visit I have a cousin who lives nearby. I was thinking of inviting a friend, but it depends on whether it's going to rain or not, because it's somebody who has uh, a child, and I wouldn't like if it rains, they might not be able to walk here. But if it's 2 a.m. now, unless it will rain as we come into morning, towards 3 or 4, because there was a drizzle earlier. But right now I can't sense any rain. And if I don't get to invite them, I'm just going to have a normal birthday. I'm going to do a vlog. Will I do? I might not. I've been skipping some days without doing, because I've been so busy in the garden. Up to today, I was planting. And I know that people who are skeptical about why am I planting so late in the season, but I only trust in God. The heavens alone are going to tell me whether I did a mistake or not. And the seed is mine, so it's my seed that will have been lost. The effort is mine, it is my effort that will have been lost, but I have unshakable faith and hope, and whatever it is I'm going to reap, I'll be glad for it. So up to today is when I did, I think, the last planting. After this, I'll not be planting anything. My kitchen garden will be coming up, not I can't predict when it will come up, when the seeds that I've put in the ground have germinated and shot up sufficiently enough to be moved. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be able to do, the kitchen garden. But I've already made the steps for it. Like I've said, right now, the only thing I'm doing is avoiding to procrastinate. If something needs getting done, let me start, even if it's just a step of it in motion. Let me get into motion and set that going, and then wait for either fate or or time or the heavens to now decide how it goes. I've not talked about my channel, but I said that for my channel, I'm just going to keep on producing. Oh, the stuff behind that's babies' toys and items. So there's nothing to explain there. Yeah. For my channel, I'm just going to keep on producing properly, doing good edits, doing production of about 1 production a day as much as possible. Where I'm not able, I won't do it. And if you keep doing the right thing, at one point you get a reward for it. So that's all I can do now. On the professional side, I think my editing is on point. The next thing, of course, is when I'm financially capable, I'm going to be doing subscriptions for more and better music, I think. Not more and better music, but more variety of music. And then the usual, of course, the editing app I use is CapCut, and I'm fine with that. But I know there are others also, especially for live streaming and for so many things. I mean, I'm just learning slowly, but right now I'm not capable of doing any subscription, so I won't do that. And at every moment when I don't have money to do the next thing, I'll do to the best of my ability with what I have at hand. I'll work with what I have at hand, and that's the same that goes with my channel. I'm working with what I have. When there's a difficulty with this phone, right now mine is down, and the one I'm using is has been lent to me for until mine gets repaired. But I've learned how to work with it in ways. I mean, this is something I never used to do. To do this presentation of a live session horizontally, but there's no problem. I'm working with it and I'm liking it and I'm appreciating it, and I'm appreciating every extra subscriber. Every minute I get, every day I get, every different hour I check and I find a new subscriber, I'm happy for it, and I clap for all of you. May God bless you and guide you and protect you and meet you at your point of need, because you're helping me to make money. And not only my subscribers, let me also clap for you, my viewers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. We are now, the last I checked, we were 39,500 people somewhere, anywhere, everywhere in the world watching. And that's something to take home about. If we only celebrated subscribers, then it would be so difficult having 180 people only watching my 200 and something videos. But I have all these 39,000, and everybody has something, a niche they like, a clip they like, something somewhere. Others just passed once and went. But the idea of thinking that somewhere in the world somebody likes something I produced, whether it's now, whether it's in the past, that's very encouraging. And if there's somebody who follows my story and because they like my life story, because they're interested in what I do, and because in some way or another they appreciate, that matters very much. And if I'm inspiring somebody, that's even more of a plus for me. And if I'm uplifting somebody, if there's somebody who probably just likes the way I dress, or the sky over Hawaii every day, whatever it is that is in my vlogs, in my videos, that person likes or liked, I appreciate it, because I know I've given somebody a reason to smile. I've given somebody a reason to be happy. I've given somebody a reason to look forward to either the next hour or the next day or the next month, or I've given them food for thought that they didn't have, or I've inspired them in any way to take action, positive action, with or about something that they had stagnated upon. But because of something I said, or a tip I gave, or something I was doing unconsciously, or I was saying without knowing, that indirectly I was speaking to them and I was motivating them to go the next step into becoming a better part of themselves. I mean, I put that all into consideration, and I'm very grateful. And because of that, I will not stop giving good content. I will not stop posting. I'll not stop creating videos. In as much as possible, of course, it's very understandable that some days I might not be so capable of producing a video. But now that I've come to learn how to do the live streaming, like today, I wasn't very sure if I was going to do the video, and you're going to notice that it's not very long because my day was so packed. It was so busy. I mean, I was physically busy the entire day. I was exhausted. I I had a bath, and then again I was sweating, and I went again and had a bath, and then again I still had a lot of work to do. And I kept on thinking, at what point am I going to vlog? And it's one of those situations where you're so busy with what you're doing. And then now having a toddler, it's very difficult when you're having a toddler. And I was thinking, at what point am I going to stop and then set the camera up so that I can vlog? And I just said, no, let me prioritize what it is I'm doing. And then I'm just going to do a one clip vlog, and then just show around the garden what it is I'm doing. And that's going to be it, because a bit of a, a, a post is better than no post at all. And it doesn't always have to be a long and a long post. So today's post is not going to be long. I think it's going to be 20 minutes. Yeah, about 20 minutes. So I appreciate all of you being here, those who've bypassed and those who've stayed on to watch throughout. I encourage you to watch my playlists, find out which videos are good, keep on sending in the comments, like, share, and most of all, subscribe. And join me in prayer that I may be able to meet my goals. I might be able to meet my aspirations, the things that I'm aspiring to do. I may continue to stay healthy, to motivate others into doing good, that my community-based organization may get back on its feet again and help so many as it helped, and even more than it helped before, to get to a better place than they are in their lives, and that we may grow this friendship that we have as a content creator and viewer going forward, not only in 2026 but years to come, by God's grace. Thank you for coming to celebrate with me these first few hours of my birthday. I appreciate it, and God bless you. Okay, now with this, I don't know how to uh, not automatic shot filter. I don't know how to go off with this. Okay, thank you.